There was a point in time when my locks had started to like really thin out. It's been honestly a very pleasant surprise, and for me personally, I just don't like the idea of it. It doesn't make me feel good. Hey winners, welcome or welcome back to this channel. I am Winnie. I make locks and travel content. I hope that y'all are doing very well. The sun is shining here in London today and I'm stood right by my window filming, so I'm feeling hella glorious. Plus I had a really good gym session this morning, so there's that. Anyway, if you're a newbie, thank you so much for stumbling across this channel. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every single time that I upload. And if you're an oldie and you've come back to watch this face of mine, love you long time. So firstly, I cut my locks short again about 2 weeks ago. If you've been watching me for a while, you're gonna be like, Winnie, put the scissors down. But yeah, I didn't even plan this. It was just like a random evening on a weekday and I was like, I have the urge to cut my locks short. So this is how it's currently looking. And I absolutely love it. I can't lie. I really like it when my locks are like above my shoulder or like shoulder length. That's just, you know, I feel like it highlights my features a lot more, but that's not to say that I'm not gonna allow for it to grow long again. That's not what I'm saying. But anyway, if you're new, just a brief rundown. I've had my locks since 2011. As you can tell, I do like to get happy with the scissors. I am one of those people that is deep into their lock journey, and so for me, things like the length of my locks, I don't really care about. But very much on this precise journey that I'm at with my locks, I'm very passionate about the health of my locks. So as I said, I started my locks in 2011. I used to have it interlocked for about five and a half years, and then I started to get it retwisted, and then literally it wasn't until early this year that I decided I was no longer gonna retwist my locks. But anyway, this video is specifically about 3 things I no longer do with my locks. The first point, I think I've kind of touched up on it already just now, is that I no longer retwist my locks. So literally January 2024, I decided I was no longer going to retwist my locks. Now, why did I decide that? Apart from the fact that I was very much over the whole retwisted look, I just think I'm at a point of my journey where I don't really see any benefit to it, because retwisting your lock doesn't necessarily make your new growth lock up. It's more of an aesthetic thing, and I just think I'm at a point of my journey where I don't really care about the aesthetic appearance of my locks too much, but more so about the health. I no longer want to like heavily manipulate my locks anymore, and I just really want to do the very least because I want my locks to be healthy. And there was a point in time when my locks had started to like really thin out and whatnot, and I had actually been documenting it on here in regards to like the products and stuff that I had started to use, yada yada, about it. And also I started to stumble across other locked YouTube content creators on here who were either semi-freeforming or freeforming, and it just really solidified the fact to me that those that weren't overly manipulating their locks tend to have very healthy looking hair, and that's what I want for myself. And also it saves so much time not having to retwist and all of that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I don't anyway. I no longer put oils directly on my scalp. Had to emphasize the directly on my scalp part because I do actually use a spritz called Drizzle by Plant Made, and I have done countless of videos in regards to Plant Made products. I can't lie, yes, they are pricey, but I think they are absolutely worth it, especially if you want to feed your hair with goodness, if you are experiencing like dry hair or your hair thinning out, etc. They have like multiple products that are really useful. And I think in that spritzer, I do believe that there is maybe like rosemary oil and so forth in it. But apart from that, I no longer put oil directly on my scalp anymore. And how that came about actually was in a way by accident. So in April 2024, I went to Jamaica and I had packed like a very small tub of oil at the time, and I did pack it carefully. However, by the time I had got there, the oil had just spilled, and I just thought, you know what, okay, cool, fine, not the end of the world. I still have my spritz, so let's see how my hair is gonna fare up for the 2 weeks that I was there. And I realized that the 2 weeks that I was there, prior to going to Jamaica, I think I had then even only been reducing oil usage directly on my scalp to about once a week. So anyway, I did a full 2 weeks in Jamaica without oil, and I realized that my locks were absolutely fine. They were, if anything, I felt like they were doing even better. So literally since April, so that's what, May, June, almost stepping into July really and truly. So let's just say about almost 3 months ago now. Hopefully I've calculated that right. I haven't been using any oil on my scalp, and when I wash my hair, I don't put any oil on my scalp. I literally just use drizzle, and that's that. And my hair's been flourishing. My hair hasn't felt dry. I've noticed the natural sebum has been coming through accordingly, and it's been honestly a very pleasant surprise. My last but not least point is I do not go beyond 2 weeks without washing my locks. Now, for the most part, I've always been somebody that tends to wash their hair at least once every 2 weeks, right? But then I think human nature, sometimes you can be influenced by what you see online or what you hear other people saying works well for them. And there was a point in time when I was consistently seeing people talk about them going longer between washes, was allowing for their natural scalp oils to come through, and it was allowing for their hair to grow longer and be thicker and yada yada. So I thought, you know what, let me give it a try, right? And the long and short of it is, it wasn't for me, especially as somebody who is very active. Like, I tend to work out nowadays anywhere between 4 to 5 times a week. I'm also naturally a very sweaty person. Like, if I'm walking like a long distance, I will sweat. It's just always been that way. So imagine having weeks and weeks of sweat built up in your scalp and it goes unwashed. Doesn't really sound healthy. Your scalp's not going to be clean, and for me personally, I just don't like the idea of it. It doesn't make me feel good, do you know what I mean? Because I'm very much a hygiene person. I like to shower, smell good, bathe my skin, cream my skin, look glowy, do you know what I mean? So why would I want for my hair to be sweaty and just have like piles and piles of like sweat mixed with like oil and sprays or whatever on my scalp? It just doesn't sound good whatsoever. So I've gone back to the whole thing of either washing once every 2 weeks, or lately where I've been very much more active, I sometimes even wash my hair once a week. And what I've noticed for myself is hair growth and the thickness of my hair has really improved. I personally believe now, I can honestly say hand on heart, that when you have a clean scalp, right, and a scalp that you regularly wash and you take care of, it's going to promote healthy hair growth. I don't think, me myself, I can't speak for anybody else, because I'm pretty sure there are people that maybe wash their hair once every 2 months, or I've seen some people even say they go once every 6 months, and they really swear by it. Very big on different things work for different people, but that doesn't work well for me. I've noticed that regularly washing my locks, which is either once a week or max once every 2 weeks, definitely has my hair not just looking but feeling good. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below, especially if you have locks. If you don't have locks, you can still comment, but what is something that you no longer do with your hair? Thank you so much for watching this video, and until my next one, take care, be good.